Welcome back to the second episode of Life According to Richard and Sam. I'm Sam,
And I'm Richard.
and we're going to be talking about what we're doing during this social distancing time, what games we're playing, how our classes are going, since we are still college students, what shows we're watching. Anything else that you'd like to add, Richard? Any stories you'd want to tell during this?
Not really. I just wanted to mention that we're doing a Discord chat to talk to each other because we don't live in the same area.
Yeah, and even if we were living in the same area, it'd be kind of hard to record 6 feet apart with only one microphone. So
That's true.
So, first topic, we'll just start talking about classes. How are your classes going so far, Richard?
My classes are kind of wonk, dude.
Wonk.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it's a new version of like the stonk meme. I'm gonna really try and let it take off.
Wonk.
This is wonk, dude.
I can get behind that.
All right, let's just start cranking memes. But
so what's wonk about your classes?
Well, two of my classes have they picked up the load, like the coursework. So it's it's hard to get behind or get on top of. And they're just, the professors are so boring in their narrated PowerPoints. I mean, if you thought accounting was boring, then you definitely don't want narrated PowerPoint.
Yeah, I can't even imagine that, at all. I thought my classes were boring, being two history classes, and I'm a history major, so I like it. But even the narrating PowerPoints, but I can't imagine listening to our accounting narrated PowerPoints.
Yeah. One of the professors though, he has the most monotone voice ever, and it's even hard in-person classes having him, but at least in person he would try to interact with us, but now it's 20 minutes devoted to talking about valuing stocks and bonds.
That sounds
it is awful.
Sounds like gripping content right there.
But another one of my classes, another accounting one, the professor actually adds jokes into the narrated PowerPoints.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's fun. And then our exams, the last two exams we have are open book, open note. Email them when we're done.
Yeah, that's like my French class. The two exams that I've had in that class were both, you just emailed us. We had to print off a hard copy. Then we had to scan it in and email it to them. And they're both open book. So
those are nice. Those are what thrives. I don't know.
Yeah, learning language in online classes is very interesting because my professor A is not the best with technology to begin with. That's kind of rough. B, we have 4 different websites we have to use for class.
Oh.
Flipgrid, which is video stuff that we record ourselves doing exercises from the book, and then we use the McGraw-Hill Connect site or whatever to do activities. But after the first week, because the first week was rough, just with everything, all my classes. But after the first week, that class hasn't been too bad. It's definitely my second most workload. My first is my ed class, but that's a whole nother thing.
Really? French? Which French?
What?
Which French class?
102.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah, it's literally the last language class I have to take because I took 101 last semester. And now I'm taking 102 to just fulfill that language requirement.
Oh, that's awful.
But my education class has been rough. Because it's ESL language learners. So it's like we're teaching for students who are trying to learn English as a second language.
Right.
Like all the different teaching methods for that. And like it's a very in-class, group-based class because it's 13 people in the entire class. And I'm the only guy to begin with in that class. But it's just been rough because he's amped up the workload so much. Like we have to do discussion questions and discussion forums. Like every Wednesday, we have to do 2 starter questions in the forum and then respond to 5 classmates' questions by Sunday. And then we have a reading reflection, which is usually 2 pages, due every Monday night at 11:55, which was during the school year anyways. And then also we have 2 projects that were group projects during the school year, but are now individual projects.
That's awful. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But it's nice because my other 2 classes, both my history classes, are literally just, yeah, read this article and listen to this PowerPoint. And then one of them is like, yeah, we'll meet 1 to 2 times a week and just talk about what we've read. And that's about it. And then write some papers. So it's kind of an interesting balance.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
What are you doing in the meantime though? Pass the time.
I've been practicing a lot of soccer just because it's easy to do in my backyard and I have a soccer ball and cleats. So it's easy to do. And getting some golf practice in because I can't be at the driving range right now. Obviously, I'm kind of excited that the golf courses are opening up on the 24th.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw they can open up, but you have to pay for everything online, and all the pro shops have to stay closed.
Yeah, I have more than enough stuff to last me through that. Like I literally have 3 unopened big boxes of golf balls, and then I probably have 2 full boxes in my bag alone. And I use a third-party app to purchase buy tee time, reserve tee times, anyways.
Oh yeah,
So,
what's the app? Because I want to get into golfing.
The app I use is Supreme Golf. I might have to just switch to using whatever the websites of the golf courses are, just because with Supreme Golf, you usually just reserve the tee time and then pay there. And obviously you can't do that. So it's really nice though, because it has all the tee times for, I'd say, about 90% of the courses in whatever area you're in. So
okay. I mean, I guess you. I was just gonna say, I guess you could check the app, and then go to the individual website. So,
yeah,
I mean, it streams.
That's usually what I do for normally, but like Supreme's super nice because it's got like all the tee times right there. It compares prices with other websites. This isn't an ad, sorry. But Supreme, if you hear this somehow, hit us up.
Yeah,
but
ad revenue is nice.
Yeah, I actually got that I found out about that app through Barstool's golf podcast. That's another thing I've been doing, is listen to a lot of sports podcasts just to kind of get some fill of sports. It's been real rough not having sports. I've been playing a lot of FIFA just to kind of see sports on my TV screen. But
simulation mode or something like that.
yeah. So how is Animal Crossing? As someone who doesn't have a Switch, asking you who has a Switch, how's Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing is pretty good. It's basically a life simulator. They're feeding off a lot of nostalgia, and then just like some quality of life improvements from the old games. I mean, there is so much to do, and it's a really great game for a time like this because there's always something that you could do to, I don't know. It's really about beautifying your island and your house and just, I don't know, unlocking everything, having all the furniture, all the clothes. Like, that's it. That's all you need.
Wow. I feel I would lose track of time in that game.
And it uses real time. So like It connects to your Switch's clock. So it'll know when it's the next day, and it'll be like, oh, welcome to it's April 17th, or whatever.
Yeah. I think honestly, I think that's the only like main Nintendo game. Like obviously not the Mario franchise, but like big name Nintendo games that I haven't played, which is kind
Wow.
of surprising because that just kind of seems like something that's up my alley.
You a Legend of Zelda guy?
No, I'm actually just the Wii games, the basics, because that was the first console I had. The
Oh,
Wii
okay.
games and then Pokemon were my two big ones.
Gotcha.
So, but my big game that I've been playing now is Overwatch. Like, it's nice because we have a group of people that I get to play with all the time, which are leaps and bounds better than I am, probably than I ever will be, but hopefully not. And like all of them because they're all alums. But
Right.
it's just nice because like we have a group chat. We're like, hey, you guys want to play Overwatch? Yeah, we'll play Overwatch. Now, usually I don't play with them as much just because of like how the whole competitive system works, and like I'm not quite up to their level yet.
Yeah.
By myself. So, but it's been nice to play with them just to kind of like keep in contact with people, especially since Justin is one of those people. And it was nice when we were back on campus, just sitting in the living room playing Overwatch for hours on end with everybody. And now I just get to do that in my room.
Right. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah, my only like external non-family contact is FaceTiming my girlfriend Annika.
Yeah.
So
how's she doing?
She's pretty good. She's just got one pain in the butt class. But I mean she's pretty good. I mean, aside from the stress and anxiety of coronavirus.
Is she still working at IT?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's actually also TAing too. So she does small projects for IT, and then she'll hold TA hours where it's like a TA Zoom chat or Google Hangout, and it's just like an open room. And if you need help, you just swing in the room and just video chat. Because there's screen sharing in that too.
Yeah.
So you can like show the person your code for computer science. You just show someone your code, and like they can be like, "Oh, this is what you do."
Screen sharing a lot because with my job as the mentor coordinator for like all the orientation mentors, like we just had our first new mentor training yesterday. So I had to like screen share some stuff to show them. It went really well for a Zoom call with 33 people.
Oh my gosh.
Because we had like 30, it was 34 at one point because Mason was in there for a bit just because he had to tell him some stuff. But we had 30 new mentors show up out of 32, I want to say. And then it was me, Shelly, my boss, and Serena, who who's the co-chair or the co-coordinator, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
And we just did icebreakers. We kind of changed around some icebreakers to be able to do them over Zoom. And I thought it went really well. And I've had a couple of the new mentors reach out to me, tell me how good it went. So
that's good. I've only used Zoom screen sharing to play Quiplash. Honestly.
I mean, that's good use of it too. To be honest, Quiplash is a fun game. And that's another nice thing that I've liked about this is that all of us still keep in contact through like Zoom. Like we'll Zoom on like random days. Or when we had that soon to be seniors elections, that was pretty fun.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So what else have you been doing over this?
It's been Animal Crossing and homework, honestly. I am stressed. It's just, I'm bad with stress. I'm good with stress. I don't know. It's hard to talk about.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I do well under pressure, But when I get too stressed out, when I feel like I have too much going on, I like turn off and sit on my phone and like look at Twitter or the news or play Animal Crossing.
Oh, I'm exactly the same way. Like if I get real stressed out and like I have so much stuff to do, I will literally sit on my phone on TikTok for about 4 hours, and it's bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a schedule for myself. I downloaded this new like weight loss app where it like counts calories and helps you like train you like psychological tricks to help you eat better.
Yeah.
That's kind of keeping me like a schedule, like a daily routine thing. And then I just put in my Google Calendar all my classes and when I'm going to work on them.
Hmm.
And it's like I've got 2 hours to do this class. If I get everything done, just move on to the next class, and then I'm done early if I get it all done. You know?
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have a schedule for my classes besides like on Monday, Wednesday, Friday when I have my classes. I just kind of go by the actual class schedule that they would have been if we were still on campus. So like I'll try and wake up at 6:30 when my alarm goes off, but usually I don't wake up till 8. Kind of slush off my French class for like an hour because it's like the class time it was when we were back on campus was it was an 8:30 French class. But usually I'll get up at 8, make coffee, make breakfast, go back in my room, eat, go work on my French stuff, gets like a drink or something, and then hit one of my history classes, then my other history class, and then work on my ed class homework. But I don't have like a written down schedule, so I might look into that.
Yeah. Today was the earliest I've gotten up ever since we've gone home.
Okay.
You
What
want to know
time are
how
you
we're
working with?
8:30?
Okay. Okay.
That's the earliest. I've not been able to get up earlier than 9 o'clock, like at all. I've woken up at 7:30 trying to get up early, but
Yeah.
I've not been able to get myself out of bed without falling back asleep.
Well, that's my biggest problem too, is because I like my parents. We got rid of my bed because it's the same bed I've had for like 18 years. So obviously I needed to get a new one, but we haven't been able to get a new one, obviously. So when I was graduated senior year, my aunt bought me a futon, and it's like super comfortable because it's like an 8-inch mattress on the futon. So laying on that thing at like 7 in the morning under the covers is very hard to get up out of bed. Oh, I forgot to say, it's been interesting having your 21st in social distancing.
Oh yeah. How did that feel?
It wasn't bad. Like we hung out with some of my neighbors. Obviously, we were social distancing when we were over at their house, but it was weird because like 2 days later, we had to go to Walmart to pick up my parents' like medication and just some odds and ends groceries. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get myself some alcohol because I can. And it was just really weird being able to buy alcohol, but also like not being able to go out and celebrate it with your friends. I think that's been the weirdest part is like sitting at home knowing I'm 21 and can go out, but I can't because everything is closed. I'm not on campus with my friends. And even if I'm with my high school friends, everything around here is closed. So, but yeah, it's been interesting. Um, what was I going to say? What shows have you been watching? Have you watched Tiger King?
I have watched 4 whole episodes of that.
Thoughts?
I don't know. I've seen so much stuff on the internet about it too. It's like the show is definitely it felt more fair. I never watched Making a Murderer, but I've
Yeah.
heard that was very one-sided and it felt like Tiger King was trying to show the evil on both sides.
Oh, it definitely has. And that's my biggest problem with how it's portrayed on social media because like everybody's like, oh, free Joe, blah 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 blah. Just a disclaimer: there will be spoilers talking about this.
Oh
If
yeah.
you haven't watched it, just kind of stop, maybe skip ahead to where it stopped talking.
Skip
Because
like 5 minutes.
yeah, but I'm just sitting there like maybe just everybody involved was bad.
Yeah. I think definitely Carol Baskin is the least evil person. Like she still has some immoral things going
I
on.
mean, I personally think that yes, I think Doc Ample or whatever, however you say his name,
Oh
is the
yeah,
worst
Doc
person there.
Antle.
Yeah, I think
I
he's the
don't.
worst person on the show.
I don't think he's the worst. At least as far as I've seen, he's not like threatening to kill somebody. And he big spoiler here. He didn't try
Oh
to
yeah.
hire a hitman to kill Carol. So there's that too.
So what have you seen, Richard? Just so I have a base
Um,
knowledge of what I can talk about.
I saw up to the episode where they were talking about Carol killing her husband. And then I looked up what happened to Joe and I saw that he was arrested for trying to
Yeah.
hire a hitman.
So do you think Carol did it?
I think that's tricky because you're innocent until proven guilty.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I think right now she's not guilty, but I'm not going to say she's innocent. Because
I
it definitely.
definitely, as of right now, she is not guilty. They did reopen the case, which I thought was hilarious.
They did?
Yes, they reopened the missing persons case because I don't think the statute of limitations had been up on that yet, which is hilarious. I
Uh,
personally, after watching the entire show, I think she did it. I do think she's getting a bad rap on the internet because of that. I do think, in the grand scheme of everything, she's a horrible person, but she's definitely not the worst person on the show.
yeah. I think um, it's definitely like a gold digger scheme going on.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
the way she didn't leave like her husband's daughters any money or anything.
Oh, 100%.
And they're
So,
like the same age.
yeah. Have you trying to think of like how we can phrase this without giving away too much? Because I hate when people spoil things. And I would hate to be the person that spoils things, but
What is it
did
about? Is it about Tiger King?
yeah, it's about Tiger King. It's
Oh,
about
you
Carol
can
and her
spoil it.
husband.
You can
Oh,
spoil.
okay. So did you get to the part about the sardine oil?
Uh I feel like I watched something about sardine oil, but I've seen plenty of memes.
Carol talking about if you want a tiger or a big cat to attack someone, you just put sardine
Oh
oil
my
on.
gosh.
And the way she said it was just very sketchy. And I think that's one of the big reasons why I personally think that she is not innocent when it comes to her husband's disappearance. Now, she
Uh,
is not guilty at the moment. That is true. But I think definitely she cannot, she's very bad at keeping secrets. Now, this is just me having my tinfoil hat moment, but just some of the stuff that she said on the show about like getting tigers to attack people and like just kind of how she dances around her husband's disappearance just kind of gives me a bad vibe, you know?
yeah. Um I think part of that her talking about the sardine oil was definitely part of like the producers and like camera, like
Mm-hmm.
the video editing. Um but yeah, that is I mean that could definitely be like a producer saying, how do you get how do you get a tiger to attack somebody?
Oh
You
yeah,
know, something like that.
definitely. Like, that's another big thing is like what has to go off in your mind as a producer and like a show exec that okay, so we have this case of three different people who really haven't met each other, all running tiger sanctuaries across the country, which involve drug cartels, um, meth addiction in Oklahoma, a man hiring a hitman to kill someone that he really hasn't met before, but has kind of up his whole life. Pardon my language, sorry. Kind of messing up his whole life. But we're gonna spin it so that how everybody views the worst person on the show is a lady who may or may not have killed her husband.
Right. That yeah. It's kind of messed up.
Because like Doc Antle had like a polygamous marriage.
No, that was a cult. That was a cult.
He had a cult. Yeah, he had like a sex cult, which was up. So yeah, that's my Tiger King spiel. It's been about, I'd say, like 5 minutes. So if you hear me talking like this, we are done talking about Tiger King. Unless you have any last remarks, Richard.
I have none. No,
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I've been watching much. I've tried to put on some stuff. I found out I've been paying for a service called Verve. It's a streaming service. It's got like indie shows, like lower budget, but still like really high quality shows on it.
Yeah.
I've been paying for that for like 4 months. It's $10 a month. So I'm gonna try watching a show on that I like. There's a couple of shows I like, but the main one I like is called Harmon Quest.
I've heard of that.
Dan Harmon, one of the creators, producers of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
He's like the host, main guy, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they play D&D, and after the episode, they like animate what they do in the campaign.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about it, because like I like D&D. I've listened to 2 D&D podcasts.
Yeah.
And it's like with the animated thing going on, it just makes it more funny. It's visual. It's fun. The visual makes it funnier. And it's so goofy in the first place. Like it's not really even that serious of a campaign that they're running. They bring in a celebrity guest for every episode, which is really funny. They have like they're mostly comedians. I think it's just people Dan Harmon knows, and he just invites them on.
Okay.
Probably a little compensation there too.
Yeah.
No doubt. I mean, if you're like genuinely interested, I could give you my Verve stuff too, honestly.
I mean, I've been watching a lot of D&D stuff, mainly because I'm having withdrawals of playing up at school. You know, we didn't really play much. I really wanted to get into it. And because I play with all of our sophomores and some of their friends, and Will Hammond is our game master, and he's pretty good at it. So I've been watching a lot of Critical Role on Netflix, which is really good. Mainly because it's a lot of voice actors. They're
right. Yeah. Oh, I've tried watching a couple of those episodes.
I started with some of the first couple episodes of the first campaign are pretty interesting. Like I haven't finished the first campaign yet, but their like one shots are hilarious because they're all like just such good voice actors anyways. Cause like one of them, the game master, is really good. And also he's like a voice actor. He voices a character in Overwatch. He voices the main character in the English dub of third part of JoJo's, which is kind of cool because my 2 favorite characters in both Overwatch and JoJo's, which is a great anime. I know we've talked about that in the fraternity a lot, but are voiced by the same person in the English versions, and also he's like a really cool dude and like a great dungeon master and game master. So It's definitely worth the watch. And like, I'll look into Harmon Quest too. I think I can get it for free on one of the sites that I use. I think Voodoo does it for free with commercials.
I I think the first season on Verve is free with ads.
Huh.
But then like the second maybe it's like after a few episodes in the first season, it wants you to be premium. Wants you to go premium.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the other thing I've been watching The Office. I've been going through The Office with my girlfriend.
A classic.
We've been like FaceTiming and watching The Office.
Is The Office still on Netflix?
Yeah.
You should look up this app called Netflix Party.
We tried that. It wouldn't work for us.
Huh. Because like I've tried that and it's worked for me the two times I've used it. But
I was just gonna say there's another app or like another, I don't know what it is, like application for your PC. My older sibling told me about it. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a screen sharing thing.
okay.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but it's another screen sharing like tool.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I could do that too.
Another show that I just started watching, it's on Netflix. It's called The English Game. It's the Netflix original about soccer in or football in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and just kind of talks about just the class struggle that was around soccer, the first like paid player, so like the first professional player, and just kind of how the game has evolved a bit. And I'm like 3 episodes in and it's super interesting. So I'm like halfway through, but
that's really cool.
Yeah. And like, it's good, even if you don't like soccer, like it's just a good show anyways.
Yeah. I'm intrigued. I'm going to look up a trailer for that. Cause I mean, I'm not a soccer guy, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah. And then the other thing is like, if you're a big soccer person, you'll probably know who Sunderland is. It's this team in Northern England, which is like usually in the first league, like in the Premier League, but has kind of fallen down a couple rungs on like the whole soccer ladder, which is really confusing to talk about. But like, there's this show called Sunderland Till I Die, and it's just all about the team and like the fans and just kind of their fall from the Premier League and trying to get back up. So it's a really interesting show. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of soccer stuff and then a lot of highlight clips on YouTube, which I used to do anyways. But
have you? All right, this is a little old, but just because I love this show so much and I was thinking about it again. Have you seen The Witcher on Netflix?
I watched a couple episodes. It was good. Like, and when I mean I've watched a couple episodes, I have watched episodes. I really liked it. I just kind of stopped watching it for some reason, which is a habit I have. But I would probably finish it, and it's been pretty interesting. Why?
It is so good. It's so well done. They've followed the lore so well, and they've gotten the character just about right. Like the only off thing about the actual character with Geralt, the main character, in the books he's described as more kind of like a lizard snake figure.
Yeah.
And the third game kind of beefed him up, bulked him up.
Okay.
So the movie kind of followed that, and it makes it a more appealing character in the first place.
Yeah.
Especially bringing in a known actor like Henry Cavill.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't really been much, like I would say I'm relatively new to the video game scene because like I haven't played any Witcher games. I haven't played any like God of War or just stuff like that.
Get the third one, man. What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't really have a lot of money to spend because I'm like looking at cars right now.
If we were on campus, I'd let you borrow my copy. Because it's an excellent game. You can spend so much time in it.
Okay.
It's amazing. Well, you gotta like RPGs. You like RPGs?
Yeah, like big Skyrim is one of the first like
Get out of
open
here.
world games that I've played.
Get out of here.
What?
I hate Skyrim.
What?
I hate Skyrim.
Why? I want to hear this.
All right,
I love Skyrim.
I'm one of the worst.
You
people.
just not like the.
I'm one of the worst people because I'm in like an Elder Scrolls purist.
Okay.
So that game is the farthest away from like they started out like a very classic role-playing game. It wasn't even an action role-playing game. Like Skyrim is more action than it is role-playing.
Oh yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
That's where they lost me. It kind of in the game, like for me, I don't, I mean, I'm not speaking for everyone. This is just kind of like me, someone who really enjoys getting into into RPGs. The combat it gets boring by the end of the game. So where it's just like to the point where it's like almost not fun to get into fights anymore. You kind of feel what I'm saying?
No, I would definitely agree with that. Like, that's the only Elder Scrolls game that I've played. Like, I've really wanted to play the other ones, but I just haven't been able to buy them.
Ooh.
So
you have an Xbox One, right?
Yeah.
Did you do the Game Pass trial? It's like $1 or it's Xbox Ultimate. You get gold and
I don't have Ultimate.
You have gold.
I don't know if I have Ultimate. I'll have to check.
You get gold and Game Pass. It's usually $15 a month, but I think they're still doing the $1
because like the first game that I 100%ed was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is like it's that new Star Wars game, the open world one.
Yeah,
came out in November. Yeah, like I got that like when it came out, and I literally did not stop playing it at all over winter break. And first game 100%ed. So,
well, nice.
And it was like kind of difficult, mainly because some of those achievements were so bad. Because like there's this one like non-stormtrooper enemy, because like there's enemies on all the planets that you can visit that are like natural to the planet and like indigenous to the planet. And one of them on like the like first planet you go to is this like lizard looking thing that's got a tongue that shoots out. And one of the achievements is you have to like force grab the tongue, and while you're doing that, like kind of cut it.
All right.
So you like cut off their tongue. And it's just like a lot of timing based stuff that was kind of difficult for me. So that was probably probably the most difficult achievement I had to get, besides just like collecting all of the audio files and all the like random things that you can find on the maps and like going through the entire maps.
Oh, okay.
But it's definitely a good game. Like there are some like glitches and stuff, but it's like a really interesting story. You can customize your lightsaber, which is super cool. And like when you customize it, it doesn't have the cliche color schemes where it's like green, blue, or red. And like that one purple lightsaber, there's like yellow and pink and cyan. So it was just really cool to use and play. Oh. So I definitely recommend that.
I definitely want that one. I actually like forgot about that one because I didn't get it when it came out, and I've just been so busy with school and stuff that I don't typically play video games during the year, which I want to be able to play video games and just relax, but I'm so busy. Ugh.
And I'm gonna be honest, this is a very hot take, but most of the Star Wars games I've played have been subpar.
Oh yeah. I mean, there are a lot in the series that are rough. I
will be honest, OG, like the original Battlefront 2, like the one that was on the Xbox. I had that on my PC, like my old computer, my old desktop that I had. Played that all the time. Found out it's backwards compatible. So I have it on my
Yeah.
one, and I play that all the time, and it's so fun.
That's a great game.
Yeah.
That's one of the good ones in the series. And then have you played Knights of the Old Republic?
No, I have heard about that though.
Have you played Dragon Age or Mass Effect?
Like I said, I haven't played a lot of video games mainly because I haven't had money to buy a lot of different ones, and I've just kind of bought a lot of mainstream ones.
Okay. And well, if you've heard any of them, or if you've seen any like gameplay of those games, that company made Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay.
That Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2 are considered the best Star Wars RPGs.
Yeah, no, I've definitely heard that.
Fallen Order, yeah.
Like that's kind of what I was hinting at in our group chat today when I don't know who brought that up. I think it was probably Justin. But
oh yeah, he's posting his
controversial,
controversial posts, comments, or whatever he finds on Reddit.
Yeah, because like, yes, I will agree that the Star Wars movie franchise has a lot of misses, but also I think that with Mason's question, taking wizards from Harry Potter and Jedi from Star Wars, if we're just going off of movies, I personally think the wizards would win. But going off of all the background information that has been created about the Star Wars universe, if we use that, Jedis are winning in a landslide. Like just any Force user are winning in a landslide if they throw morals out the window.
I can get behind that. I would agree.
Because like I have this tendency of when I'm on YouTube channels and like I'll find random YouTube videos about stuff, about like content that I'm into. So like there was one time where I found this YouTube video about like Star Wars, like the most powerful Jedi or whatever, and like all of the series, including the stuff that's no longer canon, which definitely should still be canon, but it isn't. So, and like they're talking about that, and then I went down this whole rabbit hole of like all these different force powers that are in like the Old Republic books and like the games and stuff. I'm like looking at some of that stuff, like being able to like heal yourself, which I know they kind of brought in the last Star Wars movie. Also, spoilers for that, but I think some of the powers that they were like wrote about in the Old Republic books is insane.
Oh yeah, there's some crazy stuff you can do with midichlorians, dog.
Yeah, so I definitely think like throwing both sides, throw their morals out the window, using all the Old Republic knowledge. Jedis are sweeping the wizards.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Knights of the Old Republic, though, and the Elder Scrolls, if you're able to get like Game Pass for $1, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion and Knights of the Old Republic are on Game Pass.
Yeah, Oblivion is definitely, if I do end up buying or like getting a new Elder Scrolls game, Oblivion will be the next one because I understand where people are coming from with Skyrim and like all of that stuff, but I also understand that like Oblivion is like one of, in a lot of people's opinions, Oblivion is one of the best video games of all time. So,
well, it goes back to Morrowind, the third one.
Yeah,
it was like a D&D type game where everything was like a dice roll by the AI, like the computer. And with Oblivion, they turned it into an action RPG with more freedom and like different ways to attack and stuff like that. But they really get you in Oblivion with the storytelling. And then Skyrim, they were trying to appeal to like a more general audience. And that's where they kind of fell. That's where they fell short of having a really good top game, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, if you get Game Pass, if you are able to get Game Pass, The Witcher 3 is on Game Pass as well.
I think I gotta check. I think I might have Game Pass. I'm honestly gonna turn my Xbox on right now because I'm gonna try and play some Overwatch after this.
Already.
Because everybody's on right now. At least Marcel is, and Charlie will be, and I think Justin will probably be on soon. I think I might have Game Pass.
You better have Game Pass.
Because I know I have Gold.
Okay. You can still get like Ultimate or whatever, and it'll just give you Game Pass probably. Maybe it'll even extend your Gold subscription.
I might get it. I do have Game Pass.
Oh, do that. Download those games. Play them. They're amazing. The Witcher is kind of hard, honestly, though.
No, I've heard that.
You got to take your time.
That's my biggest thing is like, that's why I haven't gotten to like the Elder Scrolls franchise or stuff like that. Is just because of like, when I play, my biggest thing is like when I play video games, I want to just have fun and not have to be stressed out.
Okay.
About playing.
When I play video games, I want to be entertained by a story, have some challenge.
Have you played Super Hot?
No, I want to play that in VR, but I don't have VR.
Yeah, I want to play it in VR too, but it's fun on the Xbox.
Is that in Game Pass?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll do that. Oh, wait, my Game Pass ran out. I'll have to get Game Pass. Because I did that 3-month Game Pass Ultimate or Xbox Ultimate. Ugh. Maybe I'll wait for the summer so I can really use Game Pass. You know what game
I like excited? The Batman Arkham series. That's a good game.
I couldn't really get into those.
Like the Arkham series, like Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Arkham City.
I could not really get into those, honestly. But you know what game I want? What I'm excited to buy and play?
What?
Minecraft Dungeons. I'm gonna get it for my Switch because it's a Switchy game.
Okay. GTA 5. Okay.
And it comes out the last day of our quarantine.
Did you hear that they're coming out with a new GTA soon?
I haven't seen anything about that. I'm surprised.
Yeah, like they're coming out with a GTA 6 is coming out. Is like in testing or something right now.
Oh.
Not like soon, but it's in like really early testing.
Oh. Kind of like the more development stuff, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't imagine them. It's got to be in like another 3 years because Red Dead was 2 years? Year and a half?
Yeah, Red Dead was I think Red Dead was 3 years apart. And like that's the thing is like I played 2 a lot. Like I didn't even finish 2's story was way too long.
What? I love stories.
But it's like I like the story too, but like that story was like 10 days of content. So it took forever to get through like just the base story.
Okay.
Because like it's not like back to back to back to back where it's like there's time where you just have to kind of just sit there and like do minor quests, which is nice, but also like I'm the kind of person that saves all the minor quests till after I'm done with the main quest. Because like when I play games like that where they're open world, but there's main quests, it's like I want to focus on the main quest and I just want to do that.
I gotcha. So that was our episode, guys. We're trying to get a little bit of a schedule going. It's been difficult with this COVID-19 thing going on. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. That's been a little bit about us. We'll probably elaborate a little more on ourselves in future episodes, just so you guys get to know us a little better. And we're going to be coming out with different topics. If you haven't listened to our first episode, the cooking episode, go back and check that out. Go ahead and follow Dolphin Studios on Instagram and like us on Facebook to watch any updates. And we'll
if you don't follow either of us, my Instagram handle is @Nehmy, Nehmey. Hit me up. But other than that, hopefully the social distancing ends soon-ish so we can get some special guests on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll have to try and figure that out. We've definitely got plenty we could do.
Like we said at the beginning, I'm Sam.
I'm Richard, and this has been Life According to Richard and Sam. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.